I've been on council as far as communication or way to get the word out to people in our community. And so we've been looking at a couple of different things, and so we looked at our utility bills and contacted Data Bar that does our utility bill, and unfortunately Amy's not here. We had a sample of what it would look like, a one-pager, two-sided, that would split right into the utility bill and be sent out with the utility bill, and the cost on that, which I had it double-checked and triple-checked. And so I see she put the cost in. I don't have my thing up, so it is in your packet, the sample of what it would look like. But the cost on that would be $248 a month. And my opinion, and council may think differently, that's pretty inexpensive to keep our community informed of the different things that are going on in the city, as well as one of the items that I thought that we would have in there, it would highlight, a council member could highlight a particular project or a concern that they have in the city, where monthly we could highlight council, highlight staff. It doesn't have to be all the different community departments. You know, we want to make it short and brief and not real wordy and not something that people are going to get it and be bored with it or something. We want to make it interesting to the people that live in this community and things that are going on in the city. What's going on with the police and stuff that's going along those lines, different road projects, what's the projected ending of those road projects.
A bit about what's who's going to write it.
It will be different department heads will have the opportunity to have their turn to put this together, and it will all be submitted and has to be in a timely manner, because as Angelica knows, it has to be a data bar and a certain date. And so probably it will be Amy and Nicole will be working on laying out. That's why we found a template that would be really simple for layout, and we'll just use the same kind of template every time and just inserting the verbiage and make it simple and easy. And then each of the departments will have an opportunity to insert different things, and then council members, like I said, would like to make a section where a council member could highlight things that is a particular interest of theirs that's going on in the city, or something that they want to see worked on, or just have an opportunity to talk about what your goals or your mission as a council member, what you want to see in the city, that kind of thing. I mean, it's an opportunity for the people of the community to get to know their council members better as well.
Maybe a $200 and some figure, and that is the cost to go to the people that send out our utility bill, right?
Print it, fold it, stuff it, it's the whole cost goes out.
Well, that's not the staff time of putting it together.
Well, but if you have each little section, you're right, there's staff involved, time involved in that.
How much staff is involved?
Well, and when Amy and I were talking about it, we felt that probably with each individual department, probably a couple hours.
Okay, so put it down over a couple hours each.
So, Richard,
Top of my head. I'll give you an average.
I'll just throw something out there.
I'll give you an average.
It would be $1,000, but I really don't care, but
it would be $1,000.
I think it'd be at most, it'd be $500 at most.
At the most.
At
$500 for staff time, $200.
I can't even imagine.
I'm just giving you the worst.
A year?
No.
A month.
I'm trying to think, okay, let's, because I'm talking to department heads, so.
Yeah, probably 4 departments.
Or 120. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like 250 somewhere in there. I don't think it's going to take 2 hours.
I'm just saying at the most. I mean,
yeah, unless we're putting together a long, nice paper, an hour should be plenty.
I would like something like this, if we can look at it, but we are those bad kind of people. We don't even open our bill. We just go online and pay everything electronically. Was there ever any price system for just a postcard mailer, or, you know, like a trifold?
It'd be more expensive though.
That would cost more.
Yeah, or
since you mentioned you go online to pay your bills, and we PDF each month's newsletter and put a link to it on the bill pay page.
That could be done.
Like a pop-up?
Rather than that.
So what do you think of it?
You can't get rid of that.
I would say 50%. of the people pay online.
Well, then you get an email, because when my bill's ready, I get an email, and I got one tonight that was about something unrelated to my bill. I don't know what it was.
Who's that?
The appreciation year, that's it.
Did you read it?
Every part of it. Not enough to
Very
remember,
good, right,
I had no idea what it
right.
was. Literally what I read it like a half hour ago, I had no idea what it was.
I think it's,
Councilman Snyder.
Just a suggestion, I mean, and I see the necessity of this. Years ago, when Glenn Dragstaff was the mayor, we had a newsletter that went out to everybody. He had kids that would be delivered to your door. But I would say maybe we start out on a trial basis, put it out every quarter, and go from there. And if we feel that it has to be more often, then we can increase it. But start out with it and see what the reception is out there, and get feedback in from the citizens. I mean, we may have citizens that don't give a damn about it, so why go through all the thing and put it out every month until we get some feedback on whether it's accepted out there and whether gets any comments and whatever from the citizens.
What you were saying was that 50%, the people pay online. You say you've got some kind of a random thing for the city appreciation dinner. Can you just attach that and send it out to everybody who's got the online deal?
Yeah.
And then just try it out that way, because that's free, right? So that some 50% people for free, and see what kind of feedback you get on it. And if you get a positive feedback from a good percentage, then maybe, like Clint said, then mail it out
It's not the poor people.
with the actual bill.
Yeah, I like what you're thinking, but I kind of like Clint's idea a little bit better, at least if everybody has tried it, instead of just the people that have signed up, you know, for the
But it gives
online.
a start to see what kind of response you get from the one for free, and then you can send one out, to everyone involved, you know, on a quarterly basis, but just see if you get any kind of response, because you may get nothing but hate mail back.
I think it's a combination, it's probably gonna be the win-win. You know, we got 50% that are electronic, we go on to the quarter basis, we're only mailing out the 50% that don't have electronic, and we like link the 50% that do, the electronic format. So we're covering both.
Everybody gets a bill.
Is that gonna cost the company that's doing this more money to try to instead of sending it to everybody in the hour or
But
the?
they're not getting the bill, they're not sending the bill out to them now. Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like 2% of our people.
Right.
Yeah, we send the bill to them, even though they're
Why are you
online.
sending a bill to somebody that's electronically?
You get the bill and then you go online and pay.
Okay, why are we not electronically sending them the bill? I'm getting my bills from Waste Management and places like that. I've agreed to go paperless.
2% of, like you're saying, 2% of the population has decided to do that.
So VRFA does a quarterly newsletter. It's professionally done. Fire Watch is what it's called. It goes out quarterly. It looks really nice. I think that's an option as well. The other option, I like the quarterly idea. If you create the same newsletter, put a survey at the end of it, and mail one out, put one online, and link to different surveys, and find out which one people are responding to more. Online surveys, or have them mail a survey back. If they mail it back, you know they're probably not going online. It's safe bet. But at least you can kind of gauge your reaction on posts. I'll tell you, I get my bill just long enough to see what the amount is, and I pay it. And everything else goes in. I didn't even pull the remit envelope out. So when I saw this, I love the idea of the communication, but I think it needs to be a standalone communication and nobody can read it.
I don't even open my bill to see what the amount is.
I don't
have my
either.
bank set up to push the average amount for the year, and once a year go in and check whether I'm running a credit or how much my month.
So,
I'm just lazy.
maybe-
No, they put a red come around the fence, which is a little bit.
What I'm hearing then, maybe, is that you'd be in favor or maybe I'm not hearing this, but some people would be in favor of a newsletter if we did it quarterly, but standalone, you think would be more effective than a utility bill? I was just trying to be cheap about it.
Well, I think if we're, let's say we're averaging $400 a month now, use $1,200 quarterly to do a standalone and make it look professionally done, then do a $400 a month and make it look like you printed it off the copy machine and crammed it in the phone or in the bill.
So what I can do then is get pricing on what it would look like quarterly if we did a nice little newsletter standalone, the mailing, everything, and come back to council with that. Okay. Yeah.
And that's, I would recommend having, I don't know if a committee needs to look at it. I think if it touches a committee, the committee should see the articles being submitted. Just because I've seen stuff come out and posted, agendas, stuff like that are not professional. Like, this is city government. It can't look like a bunch of 12-year-olds do it.
Can.
And often does.
That's a really smart goal.
And often does.
So I suppose once we kind of figure out if we're going to do it and at that price, then we'll look at a committee at that time?
Yeah.
I have no problem with that, so I guess I was trying to figure out a way that we can address the concern that I've heard before I was on council, and since I've been mayor, that we need to do something, we need to communicate with the people in this community better, we need to have a source, we need to have a way. Our reporter doesn't cut it, that reader board doesn't cut it. James reaches some people.
5, 6 years.
Anyway, I was just trying to find a way that didn't cost the city a lot of things, but I see your point, it makes a lot of sense.
We've got money budgeted for microphones that we can take some.
Of course. We don't need microphones.
Moving on to council retreat.
Okay. So, am I understanding the Tuesday, no, the 25th does not work?
Yeah, that's Earth Day.
No, and I thought it was the 4th and the 11th that we were looking at.
I can't do either one if you're talking April.
Yeah. Or if we can move into May.
What?
Or move into May, because the 18th and the 25th, I had to take off the table. One, the 25th was Earth Day, and the 18th I'm out of town.
Are you still in April?
Well, that's the two that I was talking about. So April 4th and 11th, those don't work. If we want to move into May, the whole point of this was to try to get some conversation going on what dates will work for everybody so that we can meet. And I'm thinking with May 10th being Mother's Day, May 9th is off the table.
So why don't we come back, because I like to take a look at my calendar, my work calendar.
Well, that was the whole point, getting this in the packet to kind of figure out what works for the 25th.
It's looking like May, but can council take 2 Saturdays
2 Saturdays in May?
and bring it back and we'll discuss it at the next workshop?
I'll
But
be
the
gone
next
May-
workshop is fine, yeah.
I'll be gone from May 12th to the 18th.
So bring it to the next workshop and we'll
We'll discuss.
discuss it then.
Okay, so we're looking at Saturdays in May.
Okay.
Saturdays, right?
Yes, Saturdays. So do like we did last time and try to keep it like 46 hours.
With food being
With
provided.
food.
What?
Can we have ice cream?
I don't know.
Sure.
Thank you.
With no further business?
No way, really?
I know already.
9 o'clock.